Hi, I'm Ruby. Chris has asked me to voice over this video due to him having a cold. Poor man. In the video we are comparing shots from a previous video, shots made with the GH5 and the 12-35 lens. We are comparing it to the new beast of a camera Chris has, the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K Pro. However, there is nothing pocket about this camera whatsoever, because it is a big boy camera and does not even fit into the biggest of pockets. In a way, it is not a fair comparison. The cinema camera has a newer and bigger sensor and a faster lens. Also, it records in RAW. The GH5 only records in H.264. The lens is the famous Sigma 18-35 with an aperture of 1.8, but it is still interesting to see how much they differ. Comparing images, it is obvious that the cinema camera wins, but it has its drawbacks. It is big and heavy and has no image stabilization. It is also both hungry for power and storage media. Here in the rack focus test, the manual and faster lens of the BMPCC6K really shines, but the image is not as stable, because both shots were made handheld. Here the focus changes from the ice to the water so quick you don't really notice it, but it takes a bit of practice to nail a shot like that. Chris told me that he had to do it at least 4 times to get it just right. Here we see how the highlights in the GH5 footage is clipped. The cinema camera seems to hold on to that information better. It is not really a great comparison as it is shot on 2 different days with different lighting conditions, but both are shot at the same time of day at least. More testing is needed. One of the cinema camera features that Chris really enjoys is the 120 frames per second recording mode. Unfortunately, it needs to crop into the sensor and only gives you a 2.8K resolution, but that is way better than the GH5 that only gives you a fairly low quality 1080p. Having almost 3K of resolution in 120p RAW is amazing. Sure, there are other cameras on the market that also can do it, or even in 4K, but for the price point it is hard to beat, especially since Chris bought this camera used, far cheaper than the Canon R5 or the Sony a7S III. Chris wanted me to tell you that working with the Blackmagic RAW files were very enjoyable and that he could pull them 7 ways to Sunday without them breaking even with the lower constant quality option of Q5. Here is some footage Chris captured with a fairly unusual phenomenon called hair ice, also known as ice wall or frost beard, is a type of ice that forms on deadwood and takes the shape of fine silky hair. I think it looks awesome. Thanks a lot for watching this video with your narrator Ruby. Smash the thumbs up icon, or if tickling the thumbs down icon is your cup of tea, then do what you must. Still here? Then you really should consider subscribing. Do not forget to turn on notifications, the little bell icon thingy. Hopefully you will hear and see Chris in the next video. Goodbye.